Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon at ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And I hope that we are recording. I do not know. Yes, we are recording. So, yay! Good morning, all. Good morning. So, today is Hump Day Thursday, and I am coming to you. Oh, I lie. Let's try that again. This is Throw the Dice Thursday, and I'm coming to you earlier than usual because I have an appointment. So after changing for my summer school, now I have to change for my appointment today. So I'm really excited to share with you these great ideas that I have. And when we threw the dice last time, remember, Throw the Dice Thursday is something that happens every other week. We had monochromatic, brights, congrats, embellishing, and coloring. Now, again, I don't do all of them. I just do the best that I can. So the best that I can, I created these. So this is my first one, and it's done with Bery Burst. I really, really, really enjoy it. And I think I even made it upside down. So that is interesting. Oh, what a great blooper this is. I did it upside down, but we will make the right one the right side up. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. So anyway, this is our first one. And this is the second one, and I did not make it upside down, so it just opens up. I did not put a piece of paper on the back side, but this is where you would write the note. But it's a stand-up one, so you can stand this one up. 2 little boxes, and I got the idea of this from Melva Peters. Thank you very much. Huge shout out to you because you are one incredible artist. So this is what I have for today. So we're going to get started with the Bery Burst. Bery Burst. So just to start out, the little punches are made from the Handmade punch. And I just punched 2 of these out. And then I have the color contour with the scallop contour on the inside. These are just what I used for the congratulations. So very happy for you. It could be birthday, retirement, anything just fun out there. I also have these beautiful Tinsel gem 4-packs. Wonderful. And they are, I just wrote the colors down at the bottom. They are Pretty Peacock, Blueberry Bushel, Bery Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist. These are great to have. And then the gingham paper is taken from the Glorious Gingham. 6x6. It's in the catalog right now. I love this paper. It's just really fun. So this is what we are playing with today. And I did stamp this. So that is a wonderful thing. But I will have to, now that I see this, and let me go to the wrong side, I will go ahead and stamp the flower. So I'm going to be back so I can grab a block so I can stamp with. So I hope that your morning is going great, and thank you for being here with me to stamp today. So we have our little silicone pad, and all I'm going to do is take my my basic white that I've already stamped with So Very Happy for You, and then I turned it so it ends up looking like it is a square. This one looks like it is a diamond. And that's what I did. I tried to line up these little squares right here with these squares to give it just a little bit of an outline. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring in my glue, give a little dab, I'll do it. And I'm doing it on the Bery Burst instead of the white, just because I don't want to get the white all over the place, or the glue all over the place, and sometimes that's what happens when you do it with the white. There you go. So we have one piece of our stamping done. Then we're going to bring in our paper trimmer, and all I did for this is I just kind of faked it. I thought maybe about 1.5 inches up there, maybe about 2 inches at the bottom. Got my, remember you have 2 different blades on your paper trimmer. The light gold or the light gray is the scorer, the dark gray is the cutter. So you want to move the cutter out of the way to keep your scorer up at the top. So now I'm just going to fake like 1 inch, fake like, and I'm just kind of lining this up on the inch itself, putting this down at the bottom just to kind of give it a little wing. This looks to me like it's about 2 inches. Let me scoot it up just a little bit. 2 inches at the bottom. So now all I'm going to do is score just a couple of times. Get this out of the way. And then just fold it over. So that's how I did it. I just eyeballed. I'm not very good at measuring things. Sometimes I think eyeball is just the best. I'll make sure that my card is going in the right direction this time. So this is just basic white. Okay, it is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to add just a little curl right here, just to kind of stand this up. For me, I like to keep a little bit of dimension on this, so I'm just going to put a dimensional and just fold it over. And as you can see, there's a little bit of an opening in here, so I'm not having it lay flat. I'm having just a nice little fold in it, or a nice little rise. Okay, from here all I'm going to do is get out my glue again and glue this down. That's how fast this card goes. And you know, it just looks so attractive too. I really like the look of this. And you can use either sides. I decided I wanted to go with the larger side because it wasn't, for me, it wasn't as busy as the smaller squares are. But love this paper. And there we go. Just putting that on. I'm going to grab my dimensionals again and put the dimensionals on all 4 corners and in the middle. That's what I'm going to do with this. Reason that I'm doing dimensionals is because I want it to have a little lift over the fold. Alright, so all we're going to do there is that I'm just trying to fill up as much of the white space as I can. There you go. Isn't that just pretty? I love this. Oh, I have to tell you, these dimensionals, I used mini ones the other day, and I found a mini one in my car. Could not believe that's in my car. These things get all over the place. So from here, all I'm going to do is take some of the bigger gems and just kind of add it on. I love adding it on so you can really focus on what you're saying, and then just a little one down at the bottom to take up some space down there. So now putting all this away, I am going to bring in my Bery Bliss. And then my flower from the Color Contour. And remember, these are Photo Palmer, and this is a little bit smaller here, but it's going to be okay. Photo Palmer stamp sets. You always want to make sure that you have a piercing pad, and I'm going to have a piercing pad plus a little bit of paper at the bottom, and I'm just going to ink this up, bring my card in, and I am just trying to have the flower at the bottom, but I'm also going to add just a piece of Designer Series paper too. So that just carried over on to the paper. I'll move that out of the way. And now this is about 3/4 of an inch, and all I'm going to do is put it down at the bottom. Make it a little bit close. Nope, I'm going to put it up just a little bit. So I am gluing this, or adding some glue to this, and again, either side. There we go, and then it moves, and there's our card. Easy peasy. Now, one thing I did not talk about, and that is our envelopes. So I'm going to bring this back in, bring my flower back in, and stamp 2 flowers. Where is my... There it is. Bring in my pad. We're going to just stamp 2 flowers on the envelope. That's it. And I didn't make one for my first card, so I'm going to add that as I'm going to change my first card. So that is card number 1. Easy peasy. Love it. And again, it pretty much hits the brights, hits the monochromatic, it hits the congrats. There's embellishments, and I didn't get the coloring on that. But that's okay. It is a-okay. So now, our next card is going to be this absolutely beautiful double box card. And I really like the look of this. It's really, really a nice looking card. And again, Melva has done such a great job. So what we're going to use with that is the Tropical Leaf Punch. And it is on the, what is it? Online exclusives. The Tropical Leaf. Okay, stamp set. Again, on the online exclusive. This is a bundle. So take advantage of the bundle because you do get 10% off. Well worth it. So that is that. Then I used for the white in here the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. This is also on the online exclusive. And when I put the, let me try to grab everything. There's a lot of moving parts on this one. When I put my little card on the inside, I turned it a little bit at an angle to do so. So I am pushing this. So somehow I laid it so it could get the most leaves on it. All right, there's a little bit of space over here, so it had to be turned this way. And that's just some of the white space on the embossing powder, or on the embossing folder. But I really tried to, you know, add the white within this area. So lots of leaves would show. So everything is below in all the dimensions. So you have all of those. And this is Parakeet Party. It's one of the in colors. So our Parakeet Party is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then let me see if I cut that. Correctly. So we are going to cut off a piece of that. We have an extra white piece that fits on the inside. We then have a smaller piece, and this, let me measure this real quick, 4 by 5. Okay. So there's, again, lots of moving parts. Let me get all this out of the way. So we're going to bring back in our paper trimmer. And I have a side that I've kind of messed up. So we are going to extend our arm. And we are going to measure 8 1/4. So we're cutting off a 1/4 on this side. So we're going to bring back in. Let me see if I can put all this some other place. Sorry for all the reaches. We are going to bring back in our dark gray. And again, as we're looking over here, we have 8 1/4. Okay, and we're just going to cut straight up. That takes a 1/4 off, and that's good. Now we're going to move that back out of the way, and we are going to score 1 inch. And this is on the shorter side that we just cut. 2 inches. 3 inches. So that's what we are doing with this. Now, the best part is that you have the same thing with like an embossing line and a debossing line. A lot of times it's easier just to go with the debossing line and score it. So this is going to create our box. Okay. So we have that. Now we're going to bring back in the smaller, and again, this is about, I think it's 5 by 4. I'm really sorry, you guys. The directions are on there. But we are going to make another box out of this. So we're going to bring back in our light gray, and we're scoring at 1 inch and 2 inches. Okay. And that's all that we're doing with this. So now we're going to come back in, and we are just going to crease everything. Okay, so there we go here. We are just going to crease that. All right. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to turn that the other way. There we go. So, on the short side, on our first mark, we are going to get out our tear and tape, and we are going to make 2 lines, and it's right at the very end. Okay, so we have 1 down, and then we have 2. It's really close to the scoring area. Take your bone folder, give those a good crease down. On the small one, you're going to do the exact same thing. One at the very end. And again, tear and tape is so nice because it just gives you the opportunity just to do the tear and tape and just tear it off. Okay, so this is going to end up coming over towards the side, and the box you'll have a nice little box here. And then this will come on the other side. So then we will have the box here. So it works out really nice. And then when you fold it, it should fold down so you have a nice, easy crease. Now my box is a little bit, there we go, I gotta get it all ready. Okay, from here, I am just going to take my tweezers with the first one and take off the tear and tape. Now, because you used your bone folder to kind of give it a good creasing, it works just perfectly. It's easy, it comes off easy. If you don't get out your bone folder, give it a nice little varnishing, and then you can it'll just do exactly what it's supposed to do. Okay, just come off really easy. So what I did is that I put the tape down from the middle score line to over, I just laid it flat. So it is now attached, which is so awesome. I love this. Then you're going to position, you have your crease line right here. Okay, and this is your 4-inch, 4 1/4, and this is your 3 that you did. You're going to bring that card so the end is even, the end of the 4 by 5 inch is even with the crease. And then all we're going to do is take off the tape, and then when it folds itself up, we will have 2 boxes. So that's how this works. So we're going to give this a good varnishing again. Take it off. And you guys know that this is really, really sticky, and it holds. So the first thing we want to do is lay it flat. Okay, so here it is flat. We are going to make sure that it slides underneath. Okay, underneath, but you want to center it before you lay it down. Once you lay it down, it's stuck. All right, so now you have your boxes. Okay, and then from here, all I did is got out my handy dandy glue again, kind of looked within the area. I am an eyeballer, and I laid it down on the side, and all I'm going to do is press this down. Oops, and I forgot one thing before I did this. Please do not make this mistake. Let's see if we can get this off without, we may end up ruining it just a little bit. My bad, I completely forgot to put down the white paper. So, I'm making a lot of mistakes today. This is our white paper. We need to grab our paper piercer, our piece of Whisper White. We are then going to grab our stamp. And with our stamp, I am using the Parakeet Party, and I'm also going to use Memento. Parakeet Party is, let me run real quick and get my cleaner for my stamp set. My Parakeet Party is going to be the base, and all I am going to do is slip this on and put about 3 leaves around the outside. So there's 1, there's 2, and they're all going in different directions, so your eyes just kind of wanders with them. And there's your 3. Now what I'm going to do is clean this off again with my little chamois. I love this. Just cleans off nice and easy. I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to it's going to be easier, get the larger leaf with the veins. And then I'm going to stamp that in our beautiful, just going to keep that out for a minute, in our beautiful Memento. So thanks for hanging with me today. I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, and I'm really sorry. That was not the way that I wanted to do this cards, because I love my cards. There we go. I'm going to put this aside and bring in at least 1 envelope, because I have 1 done. I'm going to clean this, and then I'm going to bring in the little one, the little leaf with a little vein, and just add it to my card. Again, no naked cards, no naked cards. So the first thing we're going to do is just take our parakeet and stamp 3 of them on. There you go. And then I'm changing out my stamp and putting veins on, and then adding my black or my Memento. And that's it. There's my envelope. How easy was that, huh? As long as you don't forget. So now we have to do a little bit of surgery. So in our surgery, we are going to have to add some tear and tape back to our card. And then we are going to have to add the white cardstock into the card. All right, so you're going to see that we have a piece in here. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to grab the glue, lightly place the glue on here. And when you're doing this, normally, you guys, please don't make this mistake. And that was one of the things that I said, God, right before I do this, I have to make sure. There you go, Seema. Hi, Seema. I love you. It's good to see your little face. I hope my sound is coming out great today. All right, so we have that. So that's the way it should look on the first one. Yes. Now we're going to get back out our tear and tape, add one piece because we lost it and we didn't tear that much on the cardstock. A lot of times you do. And of course I didn't make an extra one so I could show you how to do things properly. And this is not coming up very well. So you crease it again and see if you can do so. There we go. And now let's try that again. We are going to take our piece, fold it over, fold this down, and then lift it up. Looks much, 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 much better. Oh, sometimes the things you do as crafters. Then I stamped my leaves, and I also added Granny Apple and Mossy Meadow, and here's what I stamped them on. And then I just brought out my punches to decorate the front sides and just put it right in there, trying to see if I can make sure that I'm even all over with white. And I'm just barely pressing down on this just so I get a nice eyeball, and then all I'm going to do is punch. Again, the exact same thing with the Mossy Meadow. Turn it just a little bit. Try to think about seeing if you got white on all the spaces. Now see, it will not tip out. It will not move, but I'm not pressing hard. That was a press hard. Okay, so then you have that. I also did some die cutting with this wonderful Wanted to Say. It has Feel Better Soon. It has You're Too Kind, and it has the shadows plus the word itself, Celebrate, Happy Birthday. It's just a great little stamp set. And we're going to bring back in our silicone pad. Wherever that silicone pad should be. And before I you can see I have some white on the back, and the white on the back are these adhesive sheets. And so what I did was that I peeled this off, and it's sticky on one side, and I put a piece of, you know, something, a piece of paper, this one being black, that one being the Parakeet party, and I adhered it. And then I put this through I did die cuts and cut this out, and both of them have the adhesive on the back. So now I don't have to get out my glue. All I have to do is take off the adhesive in the back. And I just have to find a spot to start, and I'm going to start with the Parakeet. And again, it's just, you just have to be gentle as you take it off. Again, sometimes when you are crafting, you're like a doctor. And you just take it off nice and easy. Or like we're doing surgery. And as you can see, it matches the celebration, and the back part is sticky. So this is really easy when you have these beautiful little delicate words, and you can put them onto the backgrounds. Now I'm just going to start to make sure some of the words are, there you go. And they're stuck to me. And I'm just trying to hit where all of these should go. Now, let me see if I can bring this one down just a little bit. And this one down just a little bit. There you go. So then you have your green on your black, and you can set it up any way you want. And then I have the exact same thing on the back of this, but before we get to that, I am going to try to find my beautiful piece of paper. That seems like I've already, some of this, I have some stuff on here and it gets all over my cardstock. So I am going to glue these down on the bottom, but I am adding a glue dot to the top. So it gives it just a little bit of dimension in here. Okay, but then again, it also kind of glues everything towards the bottom. So it looks like it's a growing plant. So that's what I'm going to do today. And then just try to put them all on here. And you can see how this goes. This will go down and this top part will be up. So I'm just going to give it just a, I'm eyeballing right now what I want to do. And then put the celebrate towards the bottom. So that's what I think I'm going to try to do. Thanks for sticking with me today, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is kind of crazy. And I just decided at the last minute to start this a little bit an hour earlier than normal, whatever normal is. All right, so I'm just going to take off my tops. And this should be my messy, or my mossy meadow. So it's going to go there. I'm going to add my beautiful parakeet party. And then this is my granny apple. I love this. I just think this is just so absolutely beautiful. I'm going to bring this in so before I forget to do something else today. And again, just lightly. I don't know if you can see, but there's not a lot on here. And all I'm going to do is, you know, I like to have this because then you can kind of move the glue around, and the glue stays a little bit soft, so you can move the paper around, I should say. All right, so there is where we are. I'm so excited. I am bringing in a bow that I created, and this is with the pecan party, or excuse me, the parakeet party, but it is in the metallic woven ribbon. And I'm just going to put it up in the corner. And I will use my glue dots to stick this on. And I'm just going to stick. I'm going to get the glue dot, and then I'm just going to give it a roll. So I roll it up. And I'm just going to put it right here in the corner. So cute, so cute. And then I'm taking my Celebrate, which is another way to congratulate somebody according to me. And we are going to just put that at the bottom. See how easy that is? I love this. I love the adhesive sheets that you just peel them off and you can just stick them right on your projects. And then the last thing that I just recently found in the catalog that I absolutely love, oh my God, are these beautiful pearls. They are the 2022-2024 in color pearls. Oh, they're just beautiful. They just shine. And so it's all the end colors, which are a part of these. And again, all we're going to do is make a weird triangle. So we're going to put one there. I'm going to put one up here. And then I'm going to put one, oh, let's put it up there so you can't see all the boo-boos that I made when I stamped that. It's one way to hide your boo-boos. All right, and that's it. Our card is made, disaster and all. And it looks like I have a little bit of stuff on my card. Just bring out my adhesive eraser. Great thing to have. And there you go. There's our cards. All right. Oh my God, this is incredible. I love creating cards. I love creating cards for you. This is just the best part. And again, it stands up. So it's just a fun card to get, and then you will just put something on the back, and the back is just like a 4 by 5 3 or 5 1/4 piece of cardstock. So that's it today. So much fun, so much fun. But before we go, and while I remember, we need to throw the dice. Love to throw the dice. All right, so this will be in 2 weeks. This is the direction that we're going to go. What will it be? What will it be? All right, we're going to be congrats again with neutrals, coloring, clean and simple with bling. So those are our next Throw the Dice Thursday cards in 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Seema, love you, love you, love you. So glad you joined me. Thank you for doing so. Thank you for commenting. Please, put your pictures on my Facebook. Do whatever it is. Show me how creative you are. I love that. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to me. Let me know, your new ideas. On my blog, there's lots of other information, so please feel free to go to my blog and check it out. So, have a great weekend, you guys. It's coming in one day. So, again, this is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you for sharing your day with me. Bye-bye.